We're here at the Humpback Creek Hydroelectric site. This produces about 15% of the community of Cordova's power, electric power, with renewable energy. The lower cost of that energy and the stable cost of that energy has allowed our fish processing industry to make investments in their fish processing capacity. And so they've been bringing more and more fish onshore to the community of Cordova to process it, and that generates raw fish tax revenues. This hydroelectric energy here is 6 cents a kilowatt hour. We've gone from using almost 2 million gallons of diesel fuel a year that can be as much as $8 to $10 million in fuel expense to the community a year to as little as 450,000 gallons of diesel fuel here just a few years ago.
Cordova is a commercial fishing town, period. Commercial fisheries has been the mainstay of this community. Cordova, Prince William Sound has one of the largest salmon fisheries in the state. We're home and neighboring to the fabled Copper River salmon fishery. And then in Prince William Sound, there are some of the largest salmon hatchery programs in the state.
Water security, by and large, has been pretty good. We do have periods of time in the year when water use is really high. That's typically when the processing plants are processing fish. In some years, this year, for example, in part of the fall, we had an extremely dry month. That dry month this year in September was when some fish are returning to streams to spawn. And what some of our research crews were seeing were that fish weren't able to get to the upper reaches of streams where you might normally see them spawning because the streams didn't have enough water in them.
We think that we don't have to worry about water security because we live in the rainforest. I think in terms of rain precipitation, 170 to 180 inches a year. So water quantity is not quite so much of an issue, but the big question with climate change is how much water are we going to get in the future as rain versus snowmelt runoff?
My family is on city water, yes. We're happy with it. We have really good water quality here. What we notice is that when water gets low here and they switch us from a reservoir system to a lake water system, we notice a difference in water quality. That's in times of the year when water access is low, and we prefer our reservoirs.
Yeah, we've been getting water here for our family for the last 15 years or so. Great little fountain that flows out of the side of a mountain, and kind of a novel thing to get your water from a pipe. It sticks out of a rock, and we like the water. This is delicious, tasty, healthy water.
My name is Rachel Hoover, and I have a business called Darling's Ferment. I make sauerkraut and kimchi and kombucha here in town. It's so expensive to make things here in this town. Just the produce alone for each batch is about $300. Just getting it into town costs a lot of money. Unfortunately, only about 25% of my product that I use is from Cordova. I pay just a flat rate, 75 cents on the pound. We don't have any commercial gardens for cabbages mostly, and onions, carrots.
We're pulling out the carrots so that we can, once they're pulled out, we can eat them. Yeah. Well, first we need to wash them. Yeah.
We started a program called Garden Buddies, an after-school program where we meet once a week for about 2 months in the springtime, and we do a lot of starts for the garden.
Kind of fun to plant. Yeah. And then it's also fun to eat the vegetables because and fruit that we grow.
Food security, it's a very tenuous issue for us. We don't generate locally substantial amounts of the food products that people consume, other than protein.
We hunt moose and deer, fish for the salmon, the halibut. In the wintertime there's winter kings. There's a lot to harvest and gather off the land around here, and that probably saves a lot of people a lot of money.
I think the fact that we have hydropower available locally, which reduces our energy costs to some degree, is making it more appealing and feasible for people to write business plans to start businesses that are going to be growing food locally, such as hydroponic projects that are using container vans to grow food. And you see projects like that in other parts of Alaska, and they're now on the cusp of becoming a reality in Cordova as well. Hydropower is really critical to keeping our power costs down in Cordova. And in months that are extremely dry, such as this past fall, we notice a difference in our power prices, and it's palpable.